Hi there, I'm Kevin Benedict, SAP Mentor and Enterprise Mobility Analyst. I want to thank you for joining me today for this video comments. Today we're going to talk about the subject of enterprise mobility and how it will impact everything. Do you know the renowned author Thomas L. Friedman, who authored the book The World is Flat, which I must confess is next to my bed, but I haven't read it in its entirety, but I've read a lot of excerpts. He did an opinion piece in Sunday, August 14th, the New York Times. Let me just quote a few phrases out of that piece. The globalization and the information technology revolution has gone to a whole new level, thanks to cloud computing, robotics, 3G wireless connectivity, Skype, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, iPad, and cheap internet-enabled smartphones. The world has gone from a connected to a hyper-connected place. This is the single most important trend in the world today, according to Thomas L. Friedman. He goes on later in the article to say this globalization/IT revolution is also super empowering individuals, enabling them to challenge hierarchies, traditional authority figures from business to science to government. And we see this through the Arab Spring, the riots in London, and the challenges we're facing all over. Connected world is a different place. Connected enterprises is a different beast. And there's a lot we all are going to have to learn. I also read a really good report. I can't say enough about it. It's from Aberdeen Group. Here we go. Mobility and ERP 2011 by Kevin Prouty and Nick Castellini. Awesome. I would recommend, highly recommend that you guys download that and read it. I'm just going to go through some of the bullet points that they listed in there because they're very powerful. They did a very good job on this. What are the pressures that enterprises are facing that are driving them toward that enterprise mobility? Cost reduction, number one. What are they doing about it? Well, this is what Aberdeen advises. Provide visibility to business processes and information across functions and departments. Provide frontline workers with mobile information to make good decisions in the field. Allow them to collect and document data at the point of activity. Because for every hour and day that goes by between an activity in the field and when it gets documented, you lose, your memory loses, you don't document accurately or enough. Mobility strategy is now an inherent part of ERP strategy and implementation. Aberdeen Group is suggesting it can no longer be treated as a separate project. When you think of enterprise resource planning, ERP strategy, mobility is now an important and required component of that strategy. Decision makers should be notified in real time of exceptions in order to react immediately, regardless of their location. We've been talking a lot about in the series of video comments leading up to this one about how enterprise mobility is going to impact managing the real-time enterprise and how enterprise mobility is going to enable good decisions in the real time and how much work needs to be done in the background, in the back end, to support real-time decision making and managing a real-time enterprise. You need to have processes in place to determine and prioritize which ERP capabilities should be mobilized and in what order. ERP users need to have immediate access to any needed job-related information. Now, this is starting to get very interesting and actually point in kind of a new area of thinking for me. They go on to say, you need to have automated alerting systems that can distribute alerts through email, text, SMS, or mobile apps to mobile devices. And here's the key. You need to start thinking about providing mobile homepages and dashboards for all key roles, including financing, manufacturing, scheduling, sales, and the executives. Their own private dashboards on their mobile devices. This goes back to the whole thing about having business intelligence dashboards for managers and things like that. But this is actually getting more granular. Your individual smartphone, your individual area of responsibility, your individual roles. And I was pondering, what is it going to take to be able to drive an ROI so that every key individual in the company can have their own private dashboard going out to their mobile device? It's going to take some thinking, and it's going to take some very easy ways of configuring data to be provided for one person. In the days past, we would look at field services. Well, how many field service technicians do you have in the field? You have 1,000. Great, you can get an ROI back on this in 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, because the volume of savings you get over 1,000 service technicians, but they're talking about benefiting one individual. So how do you drive an ROI to one for creating a mobile dashboard? That's going to take some very interesting thinking here. Also, you need to have event triggers. If you're managing the real-time enterprise, you need to know right away when a process goes bad, when a KPI is not being accomplished. What can you do as a manager in a real-time enterprise to correct that within minutes of that trigger or that event? Provide mobile access and integration to process workflow and event management. Those are the things they say you need to drive and to help management manage the real-time enterprise. I'm going to thank you for joining me today for this video comments. Also, I'm going to be teaching a session at TechEd the week of, September 15th, coming up here right away, called Mobile Technologies and the Real-Time Enterprise. I would welcome you and invite you to join that session if you have the privilege of being there. Thank you for joining me today. Goodbye.